Know the top stories of the day. Understand the issues that matter. This is Manila Bulletin News on Web. Your quick rundown of top news in the country and around the world. Manila Bulletin, celebrating 120 years of timely stories and timeless truths. Be fully informed.
Hi, I'm Barbie Atienza. This is MB Now, and here are your news on web. The government would rather enforce localized or granular lockdowns than bring back the entire country on strict lockdown amid the surge in coronavirus cases. According to presidential spokesman Harry Roque, local government units have the authority to impose localized lockdown in a specific place where there is a reported spike in COVID-19 transmission. The Government Pandemic Task Force has previously allowed LGUs to place smaller areas such as buildings, streets, or even barangays under lockdown to curb the spread of the transmission. The granular lockdown seeks to balance the need to protect public health from the virus spread without damaging the larger economy. Apart from granular lockdowns, Roque said local government units must step up the prevent, detect, isolate, treat, recovery strategy to stem the outbreak in their communities. As of March 10, more than 600,000 persons have been infected with coronavirus in the country, as the government claimed people were getting complacent in following the health protocols even in the face of new coronavirus variants. The country's death toll has reached more than 12,500 since the pandemic began last year. The palace has ruled out the reimposition of strict lockdown across the country despite the recent increase in coronavirus cases. He added the country could no longer afford a strict lockdown as the government moves to address the problems of the sluggish economy, unemployment, and hunger.
At this point, sir, advisable po ba na magkaroon ng city-wide lockdowns or better na barangay level pa rin po yung lockdowns natin?
Hindi po. Ang ating strategiya pa rin ay localized lockdown. Bagamat ang obligasyon talaga ng ating mga lokal na papahalaan ay paintingin yung kanilang isolation, detection, at isiguraduhin, lalong-lalo na yung mga positibo ay mailipat sa mga quarantine facilities at maiwasan po ang home quarantine.
The Department of Interior and Local Government has called on the Metro Manila mayors to impose uniform implementation of curfew hours in order to avoid confusion among the public, especially that regular crossing of borders among their respective residents are common for work and other personal matters. DILG Undersecretary for Operations Epimaco Densing said local government units could impose a 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. curfew. At present, local government units in the National Capital Region have varying curfew hours. The DILG recommendation came as more cops are expected to be deployed on the streets of Metro Manila to help implement the quarantine measures that include observance of physical distancing and wearing of face masks. Violators of the minimum health standards may be penalized with either fines or jail terms, but in a television interview, Densing wants to include community service among the sanctions. A survey conducted by the Okta Research Group revealed that less than 70% are complying with the physical distancing rule and quarantine protocols amid the pandemic. The same survey also disclosed that only 68% admitted observing social distancing when leaving their residence, while only 64% said they were wearing face shields. The Pfizer Covid-19 vaccine may soon arrive in the country. Dr. Rabindra Abiyasinghe, World Health Organization representative to the Philippines, said they expect it to happen either in late March or in April. In a virtual forum Tuesday, March 9, he said that they understand that almost all of the criteria that were required by the company have been addressed by the Philippine government. Pfizer is expected to deliver 117,000 doses of COVID-19 through the COVAX facility. Abiyasinge said they also expect more than 4.5 million vaccines to come within the next 2 months. On March 4, more than 480,000 doses of AstraZeneca vaccines arrived in the Philippines from the COVAX facility, the international partnership established to ensure equitable distribution of COVID-19 vaccines around the world. Another 38,400 doses of AstraZeneca vaccines arrived on March 7. The Philippines is among the first countries in Southeast Asia to receive vaccines from the COVAX facility. The vaccines are intended to protect frontline healthcare and social workers, as well as high-risk and vulnerable people. COVAX was set up to address concerns around fairness and making vaccines available to all. Poultry imports from the United Kingdom have been temporarily banned by the Department of Agriculture after a widespread outbreak of H5N8 highly pathogenic avian influenza was recorded in a foreign country. Domestic and wild birds and their products, including poultry meat, day-old chicks, eggs, and semen, are covered by the temporary importation ban that took effect last March 5. Under the temporary ban, the processing, evaluation of the application, and issuance of sanitary and phytosanitary import clearance for the poultry imports are suspended. According to Agriculture Secretary William Dar, a report submitted by the Department of Environment, Food and Rural Affairs in London to the World Organization for Animal Health in November 2020 reported that there was an outbreak of HPAI virus in South Derbyshire, England, affecting birds. The ban will remain in force unless revoked, according to Dar. In Metro News, COVID-19 cases rise in Taguig amid Road to Zero campaign. 12 areas in Quezon City now under special concern lockdown due to COVID-19 cases. And Koreatown soon to rise in Manila. More from this report.
The number of new and active cases of coronavirus disease has increased in Taguig amid the city government's Road to Zero campaign, which aims to have zero cases. Taguig and other areas in Metro Manila have reported increase in COVID-19 cases, prompting local government units to impose new measures. In the last 2 weeks, confirmed COVID-19 cases in Taguig has increased by 571 cases, from 11,896 on February 23 to 12,467 on March 8. Amid the increasing numbers, the Taguig city government said it will not close the economy, but is urging residents to observe health and safety protocols. A total of 12 areas in Quezon City are currently under special concern lockdown due to the number of active coronavirus disease cases, the local government announced Tuesday, March 8. According to the local government, the 12 areas are under lockdown for 14 days. Food packs and essential kits will be supplied to residents affected by the lockdown. They will also undergo swab testing and mandatory 14-day quarantine, according to the local government. Manila Mayor Francisco Isko Moreno Dumagoso said a Koreatown will soon rise in Malate, Manila. Dumagoso met with Kim In-chul, Ambassador of the Republic of Korea to the Philippines, at the Manila City Hall on Tuesday. The local executive disclosed that they are creating the Koreatown in Malate area to showcase the Korean culture in national's capital. Dumagoso is hoping that the city of Manila and the Republic of Korea will continue to have good relationship with one another, and the city is honored to extend any help to South Korea.
Here are the top news in other parts of the country. 52 healthcare workers in Central Visayas experienced mild and incidental side effects after vaccination. Over 1,000 families lose homes after fire races in Davao City coastal area. And potted plants promote social distancing in breathtaking Batangas Church. Here are the details.
Some 52 healthcare workers in Central Visayas have experienced adverse reactions days after being vaccinated with the Sinovac vaccine. Dr. Mary Jean Loreche, spokesperson of the Department of Health Central Visayas, said the adverse side effects do not pose any danger. The side effects, according to Dr. Loreche, were mild and incidentals and are considered common effects even for other vaccines. The side effects include pain in the vaccinated site, headache, dizziness, lightheadedness, and numbness. Dr. Loreche said that most of the side effects are not caused by the vaccine itself and that those were caused by fear of needles, anxiety, or failure to eat before the vaccination. Since March 4, a total of 2,341 healthcare workers from Cebu and Bohol have been vaccinated with Sinovac. More than 1,000 families were rendered homeless as a big fire engulfed a residential area in Davao City on Tuesday, the Philippine Coast Guard reported. Based on the PCG report, the fire started at 3 p.m. on Tuesday and was contained after 2 hours. Coast Guard personnel were immediately deployed in the area and assisted in putting off the blaze. But since the houses in the coastal area of Agdao were mostly made of light materials, the fire crept fast and destroyed 1,070 houses. Authorities are still investigating the cause of the fire. St. Lorenzo Ruiz Parish in Barangay Dagatan, Taysan, Batangas has given a new meaning to the whole plantito-plantita craze. Inside the church, you will find 3 to 4 potted plants occupying each pew or the long wooden benches there. 30-year-old native Judith Sancha shared a series of photos of the church's new interior design on her Instagram on Wednesday, March 10. She said that she was amazed and it is a breath of fresh air. It is a unique way of implementing the new normal inside the parish. Sancha added that seeing plants, not to mention how many plants were set up inside St. Lorenzo Ruiz Parish, she was reminded of how resourceful Filipinos can be and how locals in the community can unite and make things happen.
In world news, Paris hospitals near full capacity as severe COVID cases surge. U.S. daily virus toll below 1,000 for the first time in months. And China launches virus passport. Let's watch this report.
Intensive care units at hospitals in the Paris region are nearly saturated with COVID-19 patients, health authorities warned Tuesday, with doctors now putting off non-urgent operations in order to free up more beds. The surge in cases comes ahead of government crisis meeting Wednesday, with officials hoping to avoid a new lockdown for the capital as the fast-spreading British variant of coronavirus hits France. In Paris and its suburbs, 1,018 intensive care unit beds are filled off the 150 set aside for COVID patients. The ARS Regional Health Authority said it is the first time the number has exceeded 1,000 since November 18, when France was still under the second nationwide lockdown since the crisis erupted last February. For the first time in nearly 3.5 months, the United States recorded fewer than 1,000 deaths in a day from COVID-19 on Monday, according to Johns Hopkins University. In 24 hours, 749 people died from the coronavirus, far below the peak of 4,473 deaths recorded on January 12. The daily U.S. death toll has now been below the 1,000 mark since November 29, when 822 people died in a 24-hour period. Health authorities added the cautious optimism Monday when they announced that the vaccinated people could meet together in small groups indoors without wearing masks or need for social distancing. However, they must continue to respect these precautionary measures in the presence of unvaccinated people and in public spaces. China has launched a health certificate program for domestic travelers, leading the world in plans for so-called virus passports. The digital certificate, which shows a user's vaccination status and virus test results, is available for Chinese citizens via a program on a Chinese social media platform WeChat that was launched on Monday. The certificate is being rolled out to help promote world economic recovery and facilitate cross-border travel, according to Foreign Ministry spokesman. However, the international health certificate is currently only available for use by Chinese citizens and is not yet mandatory. The certificate, which is also available in paper form, is thought to be the world's first known virus passport.
In entertainment, K-pop girl group Blackpink member Rosé's debut solo album has reached a record of 400,000 copies in pre-orders. YG Entertainment, Blackpink's agency, said her single album R reached the milestone on March 8 to become the biggest pre-orders for a female solo artist in K-pop history. The total pre-orders came from Korea, China, Southeast Asia, US, Europe, and Japan, and is expected to increase before the album's release on March 12. R contains 2 songs, Gone and On the Ground, and will be released in 4 versions, including CD, LP, and kit, and the physical album will be out on March 16. YG Entertainment said that the album's title R, the first letter of Rosé's name, means a new beginning for her and her first step as a solo artist. In sports, the Samahang Basketball ng Pilipinas plans to have Kai Sotto suit up for Gilas, Pilipinas in the third window of the FIBA Asia Cup qualifiers and the Olympic qualifying tournament slated in the middle of the year. SBP President Al Panlilio said that Sotto is part of the pool for both tournaments, which will see Gilas field an all-amateur lineup due to a conflict in the Pro League's schedule. Sotto was supposed to reinforce Gilas last month for the third window of the continental qualifiers in Doha, but was later canceled due to the spike of COVID-19 cases in Qatar. The SBP will host the third window in Clark, Pampanga, which likely takes place in mid-June before Gilas heads to Belgrade, Serbia for the Olympic qualifying tournament. The Philippines got the spot after New Zealand opted to pull out of the Olympic qualifier. In today's Tech Talk, we take a quick look at one of the newest smart TVs in the market. Our Manila Bulletin Tech News editor, Art Samaniego, gives us the rundown. Let's watch this.
Having a high-quality smart television has become a norm these days. With the rising popularity of various online streaming platforms, the demand for a high-quality screen to stream online contents are high. Today, our Manila Bulletin Tech Lab team shows us one of the newest smart TVs, the Realme TV. Hi, I'm Art Samaniego and welcome to Tech Talk. This Android TV-ready television is one sleek piece of beauty. Its bezel-less ultra-bright LED display comes in 32-inch and 43-inch variants. It is equipped with a MediaTek ARM Cortex-A53 quad-core CPU and Mali 470 MP3 GPU with 1 GB of RAM and 8 GB of storage. It also has a quad stereo speakers by Dolby Audio that produces crisp and realistic sound. Since it's a certified Android TV, it also comes with a voice assistant via Google Assistant and Chromecast capability. This also gives the Realme TV access to thousands of applications in the Google Play Store. But please do note that not all mobile applications are available on Android TVs. The Realme TV has multiple connections capability and various ports. It has Wi-Fi 2.4G and Bluetooth 5.0 wireless connections and 3 HDMI, 2 USB, AB, LAN, digital audio out, and antenna for cabled connections. Its remote has a dedicated button for streaming platforms such as YouTube, Netflix, and Amazon Prime, and a dedicated Google Assistant button for faster voice commands. Overall, the Realme TV is an affordable smart TV that delivers premium capabilities. A great gadget for the young and wise spenders out there. And that is Tech Talk this week. Join us again next week for more tech updates. This is Art Samaniego, and this is Tech Talk. Be fully informed.
Thank you, Art, and I'm sure many will enjoy watching movies with an HD clear TV just like that. And those are the news on Web today, March 10, 2021. For more news and details, get your copy of the Manila Bulletin newspaper tomorrow or log on to www.mb.com.ph. You may also subscribe to our newsletter through the link in this video's caption to have the day's latest news delivered to your inbox. I am Barbie Atienza for Manila Bulletin. Join us again tomorrow. This has been MB Now. Be fully informed.